18 ministers out of the 19 vetted by the Appointments Committee of Parliament have been approved by the House.
The House approved the approval of the third and remaining female minister, Madam Evelyn Kumi Richardson of the Bono region, is on hold while issues raised on her doctorate degree are being resolved by the committee.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament has defended the reasons why members of Parliament could not speak on the two accidents that occurred on both the Kintampo and Cape Coast roads, despite sympathizing with victims of the attack in New Zealand and Cyclone Idai in Zimbabwe, Malawi and Zambia. There was a backlash of MPs by the public after two statements were made on Cyclone Idai and the attacks on a mosque in New Zealand. Many Ghanaians were surprised that the People's representatives spoke in detail about the two incidents, with very little mention about the gruesome accidents on the Kintampo and Cape Coast roads on Friday. 64 lives were lost on both roads. In her statement on the floor of Parliament on Tuesday, the MP for Kintampo, Madame Felicia Ejay, described the accidents as a national disaster and appealed to the government to hold memorial services across the country for the victims. Ranking member of the Roads and Transports Committee, Mr. Kwame Agbuza, also called for stronger and effective policies and measures to curb such accidents. Other members joined hands to sympathize with victims and families of the accidents.
Our NTTD people who are on the road should also take it up and ensure that they do their work. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, I wish to say that our roads are not the best.
I think that insistence on education, the education and continuous education, and the GPRTU and the stations, I think basically they will do a better job at monitoring these buses and the drivers. They will know at what time the bus took off, what time the bus arrived at the next destination, and then what time the bus is leaving, and whether it's the same driver who is going to man the same bus that just arrived a couple of hours ago, and etc.
Speaker Professor Michael Quay said curbing road accidents is a responsibility of all Ghanaians.
You cannot have in any developed country the sale of alcohol at a place like this. We cannot sit and watch. We are attracting people to get drunk before we get on the road, passengers and drivers, so that we go on what kind of street to die. Road signs are removed by persons and sold as scrap, and that's no news to any honorable member in this house. Scrap, and they do it with impunity. What shall we do?
He also asked the Roads and Transport Committee to recommend to the House what can be done to support the affected victims. On the House's inability to discuss both accidents on Monday, the Speaker said it had already been decided that the MP for Kintampo was the appropriate person to lead the statement since one of the accidents happened in her constituency. He added that the MP was not available to read her statements because she was out of Accra regarding the tragedy. And of course, there were other happenings in Parliament.
Of course, we know the Member of Parliament for Timpani, Mr. Joseph Dindiok Premka, has appealed for support for victims of the Kintampo accident and the bereaved families.
Many of the victims were from both Garu and Timpani.
My invitation is for us to commiserate with the bereaved families and to rally support. Government has so far shown so much concern, acting through the Minister for Information and the leadership of government in the Bono Ahafo region have reached out to the bereaved families and to the injured with some donations and assistance. But I'm calling on you through your various media houses to canvass for support for the bereaved families and the injured, because some of them will need further treatment in better health facilities in Accra and elsewhere. So I'm appealing through your medium to benevolent organizations, NGOs, and individuals who have the wherewithal to make generous donations to a very good cause. A nation losing over 60 of 8 citizens within a split second is indeed a very sad one. And as indicated, the hardest hit constituencies as far as this tragedy is concerned are the Garu and Timpani, with Garu having the majority. The Garu MP is already in the constituency, and I'll be joining him on Thursday for us to meet the various families to show a little support and to sympathize with them on this rather very, very sad situation. So I have no doubt in my mind that the appeal we are making now will be carried very far and near to all those who matter, because government is doing its best, but it will not be enough to assuage the suffering and pain that families are going through these trying moments.